Good day, everyone. My name is James Amtanar Hogan. I'm 21 years old. Um, I am a basic criminology student. Before I start, there are some questions that I'm about to answer. Well, first, tell me about yourself. Tell me something about yourself. I am currently third year college student of Bachelor of Science in Criminology in Cebu Resbag Memorial Colleges. For now, I am living with my family to focus on my studies so that when I am graduated on my course, I can help to pay back what they did to me. Um, in my skill, I know how to communicate or socialize person. Also, I know how to cook food and I am independent person and my accomplishment as a student is pass on my all examination and no had been failed before. Past few years, I've been working as a salesman in a supermarket to sustain all my needs. Every summer, I work I work in Sarsar store as a salesman for had been 6 years in experience. That's why I've been trained well to talk with some other people. That's why I got communication skill. Diba? Second question is why we need to study literature. We need to study literature because when we study literature, we learn to appreciate words and their power. We can travel to other realms and times. Through the texts we read, you can understand about their own culture and others. You learn to emphasize with characters to feel their joys and pain. Also, studying literature enables one to better understand social situations. History, one's own emotion, and various cultural practices. It also makes one more empathetic. The third question is why we need to study history. History helps us understand change and how the society we live in came to be. The second reason history is inescapable as a subject of serious study follows closely on the first. The past causes the present and so the future. That's all. Fourth question. Why we need to study Philippine literature? We study literature so that we can better appreciate our literary heritage. Through a study of our literature, we can trace the rich heritage of ideas handed down to us from our forefathers. Then we can understand ourselves better and take the pride in being a Filipino. Fifth question. Why we need to study Tagalog literature? Tagalog is the most used in Filipino language, especially part in Luzon. For me, we need to study Tagalog literature because many Filipino writers famous at their works in the Filipino text, and we must study it in our national language, which is Tagalog. Sixth question. Why do we need to study Cebu literature? For someone who grew up reading and writing works exclusively in English, Cebuano literature was a bit of struggle at first. I keep an open mind, however, and grew to appreciate the text and the tradition behind this. I was especially fascinated to learn that there was once a golden age of vernacular writing and publishing in the country in the early 20th century, cut short by the introduction of the English language and the Second World War. It made me wonder how different Cebu and the rest of the Philippines would have been today had historical circumstances played out otherwise. There's something undeniably empowering in imagining alternative realities. And my studying Cebuano literature helped me arrive at this realization. I believe if younger generation learn to read and appreciate Cebuano texts, when they just might share similar sentiments. The last question. Why we need to study literature in Mindanao? The Mindanao has a hidden literature that everybody doesn't know. Their literature is a diverse culture which displays a feature in culture of the Muslim people in the Philippines. Mindanao has a 30 ethno-linguistic group, which 13 of them are Islamic, 19 are Lumads, and 4th are Christian settlers. It was the American colonized the region, and the lands of Lumads and Muslim had been taken by colonialists. So they had lost a large area of their ancestral lands, and the land ownership comes from the Muslim is Tawhid, which means oneness or unity. Literature in Mindanao, especially the folk literature in cultural communities, is as in another Filipino groups follow the oral tradition in that folktales, myth, legends, epic poems, riddles, and proverbs are handed down by word of mouth from generation to generation. The epic blue blood of the big asna of Abraham. Eh, that's all.